Good morning, viewers of TV News. My name is Camila Torres.
And my name is Mariangel Gonzalez, and today we will be reporting the breaking news of the moment. We start the morning with the burial of Emily Grierson. During the burying, several civilians entered to her house. This is because decades ago, a man named Homer Barrow entered to her house and never came out again.
Meanwhile, they were entering the house. Civilians found a dead body. The dead body was in the locked room, and the corpse was rotten. Forensics identified the body, and indeed that it was Homer Barrow. Now we pass with our colleague Gadiel, who is currently with a civilian in the scene.
Thank you, and as already said, I'm here in the scene where the event has occurred in Emily's house. With me, I have a civilian of this area. Hello, and thank you for joining me this evening.
Good afternoon. A pleasure.
Can you tell me your name?
Yes, my name is Margaret Johnson.
Nice to meet you, Margaret. I'm going to ask you a few questions about the investigation in Emily's house. The first question will be, do you know about Emily?
Yes, I did know Emily. I was her next door neighbor for years, but I didn't really speak to her much.
Oh, do you notice something strange, sound, or movement in the house?
Not really. The house always looked kind of abandoned. I did notice a horrible smell coming from it, but I thought maybe it was the trash. The neighbors did
Complain?
complain. Yes, they did complain about the odor.
Oh, do you hear about the investigation occurring in Emily's house?
I don't really pay attention to what people rant about in the streets. I'm not that kind of person, but I did heard that somebody was found dead in there.
And the very important question will be, do you know that the body found was supposed to be from Homer Barnes?
What? That's horrible news. I didn't know that it could be him, but that explains a lot.
When was the last time you see Homer?
I don't know, years ago. I haven't seen him in a very long time. I kind of forgot he used to come here.
Oh, do you have any thought or suspicion that who may do this assassin or who was a culprit in this event?
I'm not sure. I just think that this is all very messed up, and I just hope that nobody's in danger. Everybody's fine. But the house always seemed kind of sketchy. I didn't think much of it. I just think that whoever must have went in must have been a very sneaky person.
Well, Madam Johnson, thank you for your assistance.
Yeah.
That will be all for my part. We are going back to the studios.
Thank you, Gadiel. As you could see in the interview presented by our colleague, this is the representation of the voice of the people in the town and their suspicions. The news went quite viral throughout the town. That's why I have the opportunity to interview one of the investigators of this case. Now, let's move on to that recording. Go ahead. Good afternoon. We are here near Emily's house, and I met one of the investigators of the case of Emily Grierson and Homer Barrow. I'm here with Detective Martinez, and I want to ask you a few questions. How do you think Homer Barrow died?
Well, we don't have an exact cause of death yet. Our main theory would be arsenic poisoning, seeing as we have evidence of Miss Emily buying arsenic. We won't have an exact cause of death until we do an autopsy, and that is going to be a little complicated, seeing as the body is so heavily decayed.
Exactly how long was Homer Barrow missing?
We don't have an exact time frame for Homer Barron's disappearance. We do know that he went into the house and he was never seen again. Some neighbors give different estimates of time, but the best we could come up with at the moment is 20 years.
Why do you think Emily was hiding Homer Barron's body inside the locked room?
We don't have the exact motive. This could be linked to the motive of murder, and this could be linked to the cause of murder and these things. We don't exactly know since we don't have Emily to question her. We do theorize that it could have something to do with her father's role in her life and how he was so protective of her. But at the moment, we would need to do a deeper investigation.
Finally, what kind of relationship did Emily and Homer have?
This is a little harder to find out. We have asked friends of Homer and neighbors of Emily to see if they had something to say, but seeing as both of them are deceased, we can't really ask them to see their personal accounts. We have gathered that Homer saw Emily as a friend, but Emily wanted more than that. This is also speculation, seeing as we don't have them both here, but the best we could come up with is that Homer really wanted Emily as a friend, but Emily was not going to take that.
Thank you so much, Detective, for answering the question.
You're welcome. Pleasure.
Now we will move on the studio. Thanks to Detective Martinez for trusting and providing us more information about this case. Very unfortunate event. We hope that crimes like this don't continue to happen. A lot of strength for the family of the victim. Our deepest condolences. Thanks for tuning in and good afternoon.